Blimey, there's already 10 people in here.
Yeah. Well, according to my screen.
I'm still waiting, apparently. Let's try to start it again. There we go. Now I can see it. Who's in the hall? Who's in chat? I'm going to say hello to everybody in chat. So, Fighting Drunk, hello. Yep. Infinity, woot. Hellenix, oh, old friend Hellenix. Hellenix, my buddy. Bringer, hello. Junior Darth, hello. Plasma, hello. Bringer, hello again. Bringer, hello again. Zaz, hello.
No, Zazzy McZazzface.
Oh yes, Zazzy McZazzface. Gridan's in the house. And we've got old Xylo takedown.
Yes!
Xylo's in the Zeus.
I always love seeing Xylo.
Xylo, you should, if you're in the chat, you should immediately go to his channel and then come straight back here just so that you can subscribe to his channel because he is a fellow TechCon creator.
Yes. Jason Hobby's in here. Melanie Vila.
Oh, hello, Jason. Helen VR. Hello.
Jason, it was good meeting you the other day. Getting to know you a little bit better.
Darth Derb, hello spreadsheets. I think that was aimed at you, Paul.
Would you like to build a spreadsheet? Spreadsheet! Oh, let's see. How much more do I have to go? This is my last check right now before I go into the before we do the show. This is my last check of where we're at in this territory battle. We are less than 4 million away the last time I checked to a new star in territory battles.
Shiny.
We got it! We got it!
Save it for the show. Save it for the show.
Okay, fine.
I was just hearing back your reaction then. I don't know how many stars we got. I'd ask Biscuit, but he ain't in the room.
Biscuits is currently taking care of.
How many stars did we get? Is there anybody in my guild in chat that can tell me how many stars we got? Because I'd love to know if I'm taking my malevolence to 6 stars.
B-Counts, what's up, buddy? All right. Screen tells me 130. I'm sure you're going to tell me it's much less.
I'm going to tell you it's 114.
All right.
Don't worry, I'll tell you when it's a minute left so that we can go quiet. We got to go dark.
Well, I mean, the 14 seconds. I mean, I could easily fill 14 seconds. They expect me to fill, an entire hour and a half, without the guest. When it comes to, I think I just filled the 14 seconds. Go ahead.
Filling. We've got a lot to fill today. So, let's go silent, and I'll see you on the other side.
See ya.
This is Leonard McFacepunch from the Escape Pod Podcasts, Yavin Forgild, and you are listening to the Escape Podcast on the Escape Podcastaways Network. This show was recorded in front of a live studio audience. If you survived gas, it's time to crack a drink, and if you didn't, close the curtains and shun the world for the next week. Take it away, boys.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. With both having played this game since launch, the one thing we are sure of is that you will be entertained. The Escape Pod Cast, a service of the Escape Pod Castaways. A weekly podcast about the mobile game Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Pod Cast.
The return of GAC is upon us!
And I am taking part in a new series from one of our own content creators in our network, Neil.
Ah, yes. GAC Season 5 has brought us some new toys.
Don't you mean 6?
No, it's 5.
But CG says it's 6.
It's 5.
What?
It's 5.
We'll get into that.
I have a new theory on what happened with Galactic War Report.
Oh boy, conspiracies inbound?
Well, who wouldn't want to come back if?
Wait for the actual show, Neil.
Gridan sits down with us for an incoming transmission.
You will want to hear this content creator's story.
Assault battles kicked us in the backside this week.
It's just the new light side territory battle difficulty that they're testing, Neil. Nothing to worry about.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
If it happens, right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm Neil Eyre, and I'm joined by my co-host, Paul Anthony. Paul, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. It has been a very, very relaxing week. Zaz saw it. Zaz saw our little...
Yeah, Zaz saw it.
Oh, that's great. It's been a relaxing week because I've been, just hanging out, watching CG not tell us a darn thing.
Yeah, it's been another one of those, really quiet weeks. It's been a really quiet week, hasn't it?
It has. It was the perfect week to take my wife to dinner for her birthday. Speaking of, guys, next week is Neil's birthday. Sorry to spoil it.
That's all right. You can spoil it if you like. I mean, when you're in the 40s, it's just another birthday.
Yeah, that's very true.
But yep, next Friday, the show. That will be week 56?
Week 56.
Week 56. Week 56 will be my birthday show. So
this is 55. It's one of those.
It's all my way. It's all my way.
It's one of those. It's one of those really, really fun roundish numbers, if you will. 55. It's a palindrome.
Yes, it is. Oh, and Sir Boss. Next week, when it is my birthday, I can say Hyperdrive Bundle as much as I like. Don't worry, I'll restrain myself from doing it now, but on my birthday, I'm not in the wrong, so I'm going to say it as much as I like.
All right, guys. So our push for 1,000 continues. As we've mentioned, let me bring up the pledge list here. Neil will donate his hair to Little Princess Foundation. Bringer of Chaos will do the same. Deadpool Kyle is giving away $50 US to any listener that participates in our Discord contest. And in return, with you participating on that, what happens is you also force him to Gear 13 and Zeta something that you regret doing yourself. He will reciprocate. Apropos,
We'll give one of our Talking Picard listeners his Season 4 Star Trek The Next Generation poster, mint condition on poster board and everything. Sir Boss will go get his makeup did and get a glitter beard. And also, Dagger has thrown his head into the ring. He'll take his troopers up to Gear 12, the same troopers that are best known for Team Wednesday's long-running segment, Will Dagger's Troopers Beat This?
Which is a very, very, very amusing segment. And I would highly recommend going over to Dan and Kyle's channel to just to watch that segment. Seriously, it's a very, very amusing, entertaining segment. I would very, very much recommend it.
Also, if you are feeling plucky, because we do not have the little Streamlabs or we don't have the little super chat thing, if you guys are feeling so kind, down below in the description is a donate link. It will show up back there, just in case you are wanting to do one of those. Also, if you subscribe and you're not a subscriber yet, it will also show up back there. And we have people walking through behind Neil in the middle of the show, which is absolutely fine. You guys may see this because he's got go ahead and tell why you have a house full of people right now.
We have visitors from the United Kingdom. Some visitors from across the pond from Blighty. They've come to visit and say hello. So we've got a full house at the moment. Lots of family, lots of friends. Everyone's playing pool and playing with Piper.
Vaporlock says that he likes my Lego that I have here. This is, I'll join the Discord. I'll show you in the Discord. This is actually a personalized Escape Podcast Lego official from the Disney Springs Lego store. We'll talk about that on our Lego show, which we do weekly now. It's a recorded show. But
yeah, one live show's enough.
Yeah. It's a recorded show, and we talk about Lego Legacy Unboxed, or Heroes Unboxed. And also on Sunday nights, we have our streaming nerd television, where we talk with Going Nerdy about Picard, and also about Clone Wars Season 7.
Which is awesome, by the way.
It has been very, very awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not even a fanboy of the show.
You
know me, I'm not a fanboy of the Clone Wars. I am not. I'm a million miles away from a fanboy, but I'm just loving this season.
You are more of a fanboy of Next Generation and all the original Star Trek than you are Clone Wars when it comes to that.
Definitely.
But you are a super fan of Star Wars nonetheless.
Of course, yeah. Goes without saying.
So
yeah, I just need to answer Fighting Drunk's question. Did you get the crumpets in? Of course we got the bloody crumpets in. We got Brits here. Just come on, Fighting Drunk. You're a fellow Brit yourself. Of course we got the crumpets in.
And a real quick shout out before we get into our content here. The We With Lives Alliance. My God, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for turning out. You guys are amazing, and we will be talking to Gridan coming up in about 50 minutes from now, 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern. We will be talking to Gridan at that point, and look forward to having you guys there.
That's if we talk that long.
I mean, if he's willing to go a little bit earlier and we literally run out of steam, which I don't think we will.
No, come on, you and me run out of steam. You're having a giraffe, aren't you?
So, the first thing that I want to tackle, we didn't even mention it in the open, but we had General Anakin Skywalker return.
Yes, we did.
The third time.
Mm-hmm.
He came back for the third time, and a lot of our friends were attempting to beat General Anakin Skywalker. Mm-hmm. And not all of them made it. Not all of them made it. And I want to be the first one. I'm going to look you in the eyes right now and tell you, it is okay. You don't have to have General Anakin Skywalker. You'll get him next time, and I'll help you. Don't worry.
Yes, commiserations to everybody who didn't get General Anakin Skywalker. I'm never going for General Anakin Skywalker, ever. So, yeah. But I know that there are people out there that would have spent a lot of gear on characters. They would have, they would have been rolling mods left, right, and centre. So, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that would have done that and blown all of those resources trying to get it. So, my commiserations goes to you. My heart goes out to you guys because, the grind is hard, and when the grind is not rewarded, it can make you feel a bit downtrodden. So, we're here to lift your spirits.
And especially one person in particular, he's a Patreon of ours, and he has been there almost since the beginning. JJ Manners. I mean, he put heart, sweat, and tears into this thing, and almost even considered quitting over it. And my friend, you don't need. You absolutely don't need General Anakin Skywalker. I will help you get there next time. But this time around, it's okay. The game, that's one character out of how many?
Yeah, but I can understand where people's frustrations are going to come from, because there are lots of characters that people will have vastly increase the GP of in order to get this character. So there's lots of fluffing at the top end of a person's roster. So, they'll go into a GAC having piled all of that GP onto those characters, hoping to get gas and then not getting him. So now they'll be going into the next GAC and they're going to get, the algorithm is going to pair them, it's going to match make them with somebody that's potentially tougher than they would have liked to have been put with, and without gas. So I can understand, there's going to be, there are going to be some people out there that will have done that and got, and they'll be crapping themselves now for the next GAC.
Well, at least there's more counters to gas than there were the whole Malik team when it was out.
Yeah, no, that yes, definitely. I mean, the It's Just Ian has been putting out some great content regarding theory crafting recently. I mean, he did a Han Solo one recently, didn't he? He did the Han one. He did the was it Ian that did the Bosk one as well?
I think so.
Yeah, so the gas has got so many counters. I'm sure that there's a handful of characters in there for anybody that did increase their GP on characters for the gas event but didn't get him. Some of those characters are going to be definitely going to be viable in defeating gas if you come up against anybody in GAC with gas.
Yeah, and also, you didn't get gas, so you didn't impulse unlock him and all of a sudden give him all sorts of gear and inflate your GP for something that, if it's below 7 stars, it's kind of squishy.
Yeah, he is squishy at 5. That was one of the things that annoyed everybody the first time gas came out, because, all those people that wailed really, really hard on the character requirements for gas, and then got the 5-star gas, and yeah, very, very, very squishy right at the start. And the thing is, the 5-star gas with the 4 clone troopers is not as good as a Gear 13 7-star Shak T with the same 4 clone troopers. It's just not. So
and Shak T's free.
And Shak T's free. Yeah, exactly. So
well,
yes, free. Shak T is freemium. We should always say freemium, not free, because freemium. Although saying that, I've never spent a dime on the game, so everything's been free for me. Well, the whales have paid for it, because obviously, the game wouldn't exist without whales and krakens. So thank you, whales and krakens, to allow me to play this game for free.
And the other games that we are now playing as well.
And the other games that we play. I love stuff that's free. Or $1. I love stuff that is either free or $1.
Yeah.
You know, I have an entire shelf of games in front of me, and every single one of them was $1. So,
Well,
yeah.
I'm also going to say for our YouTube viewers, even though you can't see it on the podcast version, everything pretty much on that shelf behind Neil was also $1.
Everything. You know, everything is either $1 or $2 on the shelf behind me, except where is it? Oh yeah, up there. Except that, which is the Empire Strikes Back on Laserdisc. That did cost me $5.
And
apart from that,
I'm still looking for a Laserdisc player for you. And every single day at the charity that I work for during the day, I stop into the resale shop and I'm like, did we get a Laserdisc player? They are on the lookout for you. And I will send it to you if we get it in before you find one.
My old man recently, because obviously the basement's now done, so my old man recently got a new TV. And the new TV is one of these LG UHD nano cells, and it's 65 inches, and I just can't wait to watch some Star Wars. I mean, I'm really, really tempted to rewatch The Mandalorian for a 5th time on that TV, just to see what what Baby Yoda and the Mando look like on 65 inches, because I've always just watched them on a little 32. I'd love to see what they look like on 65.
Pyronelli asks in the YouTube chat if it's cricket season yet. It's always cricket season.
I don't know. I do not know. Probably not. The county cricket season doesn't really kick off until the end of spring, towards the beginning of summer. And to be honest with you, I'm more into the international cricket game. So, England versus India, or England versus Australia, or South Africa. Any of the big 8: Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, New Zealand. If there's an international, then I will definitely tune in to either listen or watch that, but not really into the county cricket thing.
Yeah, I watched the Big Bash League on my Willow subscription. That was very fun to watch the Australian. I am now a fan of the Brisbane Heat.
Oh, have you tried the IPL yet?
I've dabbled, but not gotten much into it. But we're not talking Star Wars. We got to get back to Star Wars.
Let's talk more Star Wars.
Now, how close are you on your original, your Merc account, to even go for gas?
Oh, no, I don't play the Merc account anymore. I mothballed it, didn't I?
You did mothball it, but...
Are you talking about my main account, the one that I play on my phone, the one that I've had since the very beginning?
The very beginning one.
I'm nowhere near ready. Nowhere. I'm not going for it. I've only just started going for Darth Revan in the past couple of months on it, because I went 3 months hoarding, not farming anything, and before that, I was in a guild that I was farming specifically for the Separatists, for the Dark Side GOTB, and then that guild fell apart. And I was left with a bunch of Separatists at Gear 12 and Gear 13. Sorry, Gear 12 and, +5, +4, +3, because that's what I was going for. I decided, sod it, I'm not going to bother going for Darth Revan. I'd rather be a guild contributor so that we could get more stars, get more rewards that way, and that didn't pan out. And then, like I said, I hoarded for 3 months on it. So I came back into it a month, 2 months ago. No, maybe even a month ago. So I'm nowhere near gas. I'm literally just farming for Darth Revan on my main account at the moment. But everything else is kind of ticking along, It's a lot of average. I mean, my clone troopers, for example, my clone troopers are like 10s and 11s. My Jawas are 9s and 10s. I have a lot of average on that account. Lots of 7 stars, but it's either 9s or 10s or 11s.
Excellent.
No gas.
But okay, and it's nothing that you're going after now, but you are thinking of kind of hedging your bets to get Luke Skywalker by taking all your rebels.
Yes, I am preemptively doing gear on all my rebels because I've got every single rebel 2 7 stars on my main. There's not every, and I do mean every single rebel. I've got every single one at 7 stars, so it's just a case of gearing.
Zaz asks, we're missing the most important question about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Why are Kanan and Chirrut not immune to the blind debuff? It's the same reason. It is the same reason that you can spread plague on droids.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
And you can put target lock on non-droids as well, can't you?
Well, I mean, you could target lock.
Yeah, no, what's his... IG-88 puts target lock on with his AoE, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And target lock was originally brought out as a mechanic specifically for droids, wasn't it?
True.
I'm sure it was. So, yeah. There's a couple of misnomers in there, really, isn't there? Some weird things. Some weird goings on.
All right. Let's get into this. We got about 10 minutes. We'll start talking about it. Actually, you know what?
Let's go to a
How
break.
long's the first break?
First break is, I don't know, I think it's about 8, 9, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because Scotty's around. Scotty's done a really, really good around the tube.
So, all right. So, let's get to that, and that'll take us right up to 8 o'clock. When we come back, we're going to talk about Grand Arena Championships, how it's back, what I'm doing with a fellow content creator, and surprising myself doing nonetheless. And then we will get to, if we don't get to it in the second segment, after the Gridan interview, we will listen to Neil's conspiracy theory.
Yes, I have a conspiracy theory.
Galactic War Report. We love you, Galactic War Report, but we think we know why. We'll be right back after these messages on the Escape Podcast.
The Escape Podcast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord at all lowercase Micaeus number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at micaeusmods@gmail.com. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Podcast.
Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
Hello friends, this is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hi everyone, this is Scotty McLaren, and let's go around the tube for this week. We're going to start off with Mobile Gamer this week because he released a pretty awesome video earlier in the week that a lot of you guys may or may not have seen, and it was about why turn order matters and why team compositions matter as well. Here's Mobile Gamer explaining it.
Team order matters, and we're going to take a look at why Jolie needs to be in the second slot, Daka needs to be in the second slot. Then we're also going to talk about mass assists, specifically with Geos. And it all comes from a conversation that I had with one of my mods the other day on Discord. Astar said, hey, this matters specifically with Geos. It finally came to fruition here in the dev post. We got to read this because we're going to explain the logic of why we're going to move these teams around into certain orders, because order and position in your placement does matter, and this post explains why. I would like to know what defines mass assists, attack orders such as General Kenobi's lead the charge, or C-3PO's oh my goodness abilities, for instance. Is it an animation delay, the order of the characters in the line, or something else? I ask it because last week, and I'm guessing they were on the stream or they heard it on somebody else's stream, I was told that you can optimize a Geonosian team by choosing Alpha in position 1, yes, Sun Fact in position 2, yes, Geonosian Shoulder in 3, and so on. According to this guy, this would make Sun Fact attack first, remove any buffs, then Geonosian Shoulder attacks and applies tenacity down, and finally Poggle would attack, applying ability block. Is that true? Or the order in the line has nothing to do with attacks? And then this is like the worst answer ever. Do not like this answer at all. It says, this is a tricky one. While squad order placement plays a large role in the assist order, there are other factors at work here beyond that. If I were determined enough, I would experiment with your squad order placement until you find a result you're satisfied with. And note the changes to unit from what? Look at this right here. From mods to bug fixes may impact the order. So revives, like on a JKR team with the Savior triggering in, making sure that it revives Jolie so that Jolie can revive the rest of the team. The same thing is true with Night Sisters.
Interesting, isn't it? And meantime, Urzatron managed to team up with Cubs fan Han for a bit of speculation about why the hell is Luminara the login character for this month.
Well, maybe it means nothing, but maybe it's light tune-ups just to say they did something. I mean, it's a great it's a great story to tell. Not full-on reworks, but it's just small changes, like we saw with a lot of the Separatist units, where it was just like a sentence deleted here, a sentence added here. Maybe it's like under Kiadimundi it does something, or they specifically call out another unit, something like that. I don't know. Just speculating, but it's interesting that is a weird pick for a login character.
McMole too managed to make his way back into the videos again this week by talking about how you could have a second tier first order team that's pretty good for offense, and it contains the Sith Trooper and also a Phasma lead.
The big thing here is, of course, Sith Trooper, and with the carrying of him, this allows you to actually defeat the Geonosian teams, which is nothing new, but it's kind of crazy just watching him just shred a Geonosian enemy team, because as you lose first order allies, he can just pick them off with a Vengeance Blast, and he does more and more damage. Eventually, he can do 200% bonus damage with this. If he loses all of his first order allies, he goes in, uses Vengeance Blast, and just one-shots the entire enemy Geonosian team. And because it's an AoE, it kind of equalizes, but also neutralizes the equalization of health between everyone with the Geonosian Brood Alpha lead. So, honestly, at the end of the day, you do get a second viable first order team, and that is the big thing here with this team. That is kind of what we're going for with Sith Trooper, and what I'm trying to show, what I'm trying to make a point of with this video, is that you have your Kylo Ren and Mass team, which you'll more than likely use on defense because they are a solid first order defensive team. That is something a lot of players use first order on defense for, like Territory Wars or Grand Arena. You're likely going to see first order there as a defensive team. So then now you can get a mid-tier offensive first order team that allows you to pick off some of the other enemy teams that you're going to be fighting in Grand Arena and Territory Wars, and I think that is the big thing here.
Cubs fan Han made a great video this week about if you are free to play and the number of things that you have to accept if you are free to play in 2020.
It is time to accept that you will probably be one, maybe even two metas behind indefinitely. If you're not going to spend, if you're going to take the pledge like I have and you're going to stick to your guns, my friends, you're going to have to accept that right now. Now, I think we're probably accustomed to accepting that we'll be one meta behind.
GAC returned again this week, and Heinze had an awesome moment in his stream earlier in the week, especially when it came to facing off against the Darth Malak, with Wampa doing the job. But he pretty much encapsulates the feeling of what it's like when you're facing a lone Darth Malak in this.
We've got him in the red, people. We've got him in the red. Whomps! Come on, Whomps. Almost. Come on. Come on, you jerk. Oh, come on. Come on. Here we go. Basic. Oh, seriously. Go away. Whomps. Oh, basic Treya. Hanging in there. Big hit from Marauder. Yes! Yes!
Oh, that is so like me whenever I face Malik or even General Skywalker. Sit down! Sit down! There's a lot of great videos out there on the tube. Happy watching. Until next time, you are on the Escape Pod cast. Now, Paul did say that there was something out the back here for me. I wonder what this is over here. Oh, why does the box have to be up so high? Oh, come on. I've got to go and get it. No, they're falling! Ah!
The death of that Scotty clone will be on your hands, you jackasses.
This is Hellenix.
Hashtag shameless self-promotion.
And you're listening to the Escape Pod cast, part of the Escape Pod Castaways Network.
And welcome back to the Escape Pod cast. I'm your host, Neil Andrea, and my co-host is over there. It's Paul Anthony. Paul, good show so far. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing all right. So we are now in the 5th season, or the 6th season. 5th of Grand Arena Championships. Now, why did we argue in the beginning? Explain that to everybody.
Right, look, I've live streamed every single GAC. All right, so we had the exhibition GAC, and then we had GAC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. For some strange reason, they're classing the exhibition GAC as the inaugural GAC. It wasn't. It was an exhibition. It was a test run. It was a beta version. So in my mind, not official.
But it's the 6th time they've offered little portraits and things like that. So
they referred to it as an exhibition GAC, and that doesn't matter. You don't argue. You can't just no. I'm not. There's no arguing on this. It was an exhibition GAC, right? It's simple as that. It was an exhibition. It wasn't a GAC officially being rolled out. It was because, the algorithm for the matchmaking was completely and utterly different. Just everything about that GAC was, a test run. And they've, changed things up since then, obviously, and they tweak things here and there, and the feats get changed, and the speciality feats get changed, which I love. It's even though I don't really participate in them, it's fun to see because every now and then it's possible. Like the Clone Troopers one, I remember just literally activating my Clone Troopers and taking them to level 50 just so that I could do that feat because it was easy. So, but yeah, no, some of them are fun, some of them are interesting, but it's still GAC 5. It's not GAC 6.
It's GAC, original recipe 5. But if you're going, how many times has Grand Arena Championships been run as a championship? It is 6. But you are correct. They call it season 6 when it truly is season 5 of the official ones, the ones that are counting on your championship lifetime score.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is the ones that count.
Because I remember being really, really quite annoyed because when they started it officially, obviously when GAC 1 kicked off, they wiped everything. All of the stats from all of the previous GAs and the exhibition GAC, all of the stats, they got completely and utterly erased. I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming because looking at those stats kind of gave you, it didn't give you detail as to how your opponent was in Grand Arena or what they did, but it kind of gave you a very, very mild grounding. Were they defensive? Were they more offensive? So yeah, I liked those stats, and I was gutted when they removed those stats at the beginning of GAC 1. Yeah. Scotty, no, just no, Scotty, no. Just no.
Scotty is claiming that I am correct in this case.
You know what? A broken clock is right 2 times a day. So, every now and then it happens.
it comes down to this. Scotty saying that I'm right is very, very rare. So give me this, darn it.
We could do a Nigel Clough. One on Nigel. Not what I don't. Most people probably don't even know who Nigel Clough is. Nigel Clough is a legendary footballer and manager. And in an interview once, he said he was asked about decisions on the pitch, and he said, "Well, we'll have a conversation, we'll talk about it, and then we'll decide that I'm right." Which for a manager, as legendary as he is quite amusing. So, but GAC is back. So come on, Paul, talk GAC, because you've been doing GAC hasn't been one of your favorites, but you've been doing something with another content creator that is can I say it's nurturing more love and affection for GAC?
We'll see how it goes this round here, but I scored pretty highly this past round, and you guys can go check it out on Biscuit Weasel's channel. Biscuit Weasel is one of the Escape Pod content creator network people that we love so very, very, very much. And I brainstormed with him. He was trying to think of a new segment for his show, for his channel. And I recommended, you enjoy teaching people how to do GAC. Why don't you do something like a GAC hospital? And he was like, I could get scrubs and all that. I was like, you know what? Let's do that. So my wife drew up a new logo for Biscuit. We ended up doing a whole bunch of little mock-ups, and I officially made the logo that we're going to use week in and week out, where we kind of like ours, where we just change things every week. And it is the GAC hospital. I am his first patient, and I full cleared my opponent.
Nice one. So what? So is he triaging your roster for the entire GAC or just for a phase? And then it's he'll do you for a phase, and then push you off into the big wide world to do it all by your lonesome.
So he basically went over my roster, told me what little tweaks to do before I joined the GAC this time around. We did that the week prior, and then during then I joined GAC. I got my first matchup, and after I got my first matchup, we went over his defense. We took a look at and saw what stuff that he had done historically, and what characters he had, and we decided, okay, this is what you're going to put for defense. We did a whole video on that, and then we live streamed my first round, which is now available on his channel, and it went way better than I thought. I beat teams that I normally just threw stuff at the wall at, and usually it did not stick. This time it really stuck.
So what were the biggest differences? What were the biggest differences? What did you see the most benefit from with his help?
Honestly, counters. The counters that I thought I knew and that I had been, internet sourcing were way off. They were absolutely way off. And there were times when I said, "Are you sure about this?" during my attacks, and it worked perfectly. It worked really, really well. So Scotty would be very, very proud of that.
Oh, excellent.
Because he used to tease me about turning to Biscuit Weasel at times.
Oh, so you're saying that it went really, really well, and that you got the full clear, and you got a really, really high score. Were there any duffers though? Did you have any duffers?
You're gonna have to translate your English to American for me.
Were there any battles where you went in thinking, "Yep, I've got this," but you just got completely slapped? You got spanked?
Not yet.
So it was literally, so it was 100% successful.
It was 100% successful. Check out Biscuit Weasel's video. If you're in the YouTube chat, Hellenix, get them the link for me, so people can go and subscribe to that and see the video later on.
And for those of you just listening in, it'll be in the links for the podcast, of course.
Yes, yeah, we'll have it on the links for the podcast, or just pause
or
the
just
podcast,
yeah,
or listen to it in the background while you switch over and Google search Biscuit Weasel.
There's always that.
So, but Scotty wanted me to talk about spaceships. That was one of the most fun parts, because Biscuit has no clue how a malevolence does, and I just took it in there. I even left off some ships.
Oh, so you didn't even bother with reinforcements? You just went. What did you go in? What did you go in with on offense?
I went in with 2. I just did bugs and droids, and I just sent them off into there. And I didn't.
Did you auto it?
What's that?
Did you auto it? Did you auto your offense in GAC?
No, I did not auto any offense unless I already had it in hand. But it was pretty much me just pointing and shooting, winning. I was like, okay, attack this TIE slicer. Okay, now attack that.
Did your opponent get a full clear?
Yes.
They did. So, because obviously it wasn't all about the offense. It wasn't all about the counters. He would have offered you some assistance, some advice regarding your defense. So, did you get any holds?
Right.
Did you get any doubles?
We did an entire hour-long look at my opponent's usual defense, and we chose what to put on what to keep for offense and what to put on defense.
And did you get any holds? Did you get any holds?
No.
No holds. I didn't,
and I still beat him.
Well, then, clearly, you obviously, it's... when it's full clear, when it's a battle of the banners, it's not so much about getting the holds, is putting out teams in defense that are going to strip your opponent of as much health and protection as possible. You're still thinking in the back of your mind, my opponent is going to beat this team, but is this team going to, knock a little bit of protection off everyone? Is it going to knock it down to a 57 or a 56 or a 55?
Exactly.
That's where the victories come. When you're going for when you're playing for a full clear and you're leaving stuff in defense that your opponent's going to beat, but you're hoping to lull them into that full sense of security. It's like, I know you're going to full clear me, but you ain't getting through clean. You ain't getting through with 60 banners.
Yeah, and that's honestly what we did. I was going to say, Scotty's already jumped in and offered to help out Pyronally, but she said she would love to have someone do what Weasel's doing, but do that with ships, especially with the mastery events and the capital ship events for the ships section. You know what? Honestly, Scotty, 100%. Please help out Pyronally. She's been one of our longtime supporters. You got this, bud.
I'm actually doing a similar thing with a shard bait on the Horde account. Someone with an early account, an early game account. They got the hyperdrive bundle and they wailed hard. But they put the brakes on because they haven't done any GAC before, and they were worried. Fellow compatriot, fellow Brit, in my Fleet Arena shard. So I was like, you know what? I'm happy to give you, 10, 15 minutes of my time. We'll go over your defense. We'll go over your offense. They did make one mistake in their ship defense, which I chastised them for vociferously. But they still won. They got the full clear. And they will not make the same mistake with Bosk ever again, I don't think. But would you like to know how I did in my GAC?
I would. And while you're doing that, I'm going to bring up, because Xylo was saying 1900 or bust in GAC. I'm bringing up mine, and I'm going to tell you what the score was on mine. You're going to be impressed, Neil.
Oh, okay. So, well, I'll give you the short version. It was a triple whammy. I played 3 accounts. I won 3 rounds. So my iPhone wiped the floor with my opponents. Absolutely spanked them on my iPhone account. I did a full clear on the Horde account, That was because I returned to my tried and true and working strategy. Geos, top, at the front. My opponent didn't get past them, and I won. And on the Pom-Pom-tastic account, I was able to have some fun. I gave...
Good.
I had some fun. I had 2 squads left to beat, and ships, and I had CLS, Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, and Bounty Hunters still to use after clearing door number 2 and what was behind door number 2. So I let the chat choose. Word of advice, don't ever, ever, ever use Geos against Shaq Team clones, because, oh my god, they did not even get a go and they got absolutely hammered. So I didn't know what was going to happen, and I can't even remember who the person was in chat that asked me to do it. They just said, I wasn't expecting that, but I wanted to know what Geos did against Shaq T, so there. But yeah, 3 full clears. Happy days. Come on, then, bring it up. We need to sit. Out of focus.
You can't see it because it's too bright.
Yeah, all right. Camera can't focus.
So my opponent got 1,911.
1,911. Oh.
I was worried until I pulled 1,926.
Oh, that is huge. That is a monster score.
Yes. So we will we'll see if this luck continues or if it was just beginner's luck for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, Xylo, free to play.
Guy.
This is the way.
I am a TB guy, and honestly, we talked about this during the countdown, which that won't make the podcast. But speaking of me being a TB guy, we just increased our star count.
Oh, bravo! Well done.
Yes, so we are currently en route to getting a new star record in the Geonosis territory battle.
So what did you get then?
So we've been perfect so far. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 3 is 24. We're at 24 stars.
Oh, those rewards are going to be so tasty.
Yes. So 24 with the potential to go to 30, but we'll likely get 28 or 29. Mm-hmm. It all depends on turnout. Turnout.
Yeah, I got sent to the I was naughty during the last round of territory battles. I got sent to the Sarlacc pit in my guild. Yes.
Did you not deploy?
I was naughty. I completely forgot to deploy, so I got sent to the Sarlacc pit in the guild's ditch. I'm so sorry, guild. Very, very sorry to my guild. But I'm in the Sarlacc pit. I'm in the Sarlacc pit at the moment. I'm being punished. So yeah, my apologies for not platooning and forgetting to deploy, even though
you didn't even platoon. You have 36 hours, Neil.
Yes, I know. The last 36 hours have been very busy. Very busy. In the after show, I will take photos and show you just how busy I've been in the last 36 hours.
Yeah, we recorded a show. You could have told me that, hey, hang on, I haven't deployed or platooned yet. And I would have taken time. I would have been like, okay, let's not do our Lego thing. You go do that TB.
Yes, but we needed to do a show. We needed to get some content out before everybody else beat us.
You do a show with a person that is territory battles tactician.
Dude, look, we're talking about the Horde account. It's got less than 1 million GP. I can't even do a CM yet.
I have a small account. A lot of people know the secret of who's behind that small account.
Yeah.
But at least they deployed.
Do you know how much GP I add to it when I deploy? I'm being punished. I'm in the Sarlacc pit. What more do you want? I'm being punished, okay?
What is your penance, sir?
What's my penance? My penance is to go. I'm in the Sarlacc pit.
You get to sit in a room. That's a jail cell.
So everybody knows that I've been bad and that I've been naughty. Anybody that goes to the Sarlacc pit and looks and sees my name knows I've been naughty. He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
All right, Neil. Let's get to this. Let's go ahead and get to this conspiracy theory. Or actually, you know what?
Leave it to the last segment.
Let's leave it for the last segment because we have so many people from the We With Lives Alliance here. Guys, ping your alliance because after this break, we are going to be talking with the one, the only Gridan. And Neil, you're going to love this story.
First time for me. Looking forward to it.
So, coming up on the other side of this break in Story Time with the Llama is our incoming transmission with Gridan right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Hey there, Escape Podawans. Everyone's favorite llama here to remind you that the Escape Pod Cast is on social media. That's right, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. So give us a like, give us a follow, and stay up to date on all things in-game and in the Escape Pod. Our account links are down in the description or on our Discord server in the Show Links channel. See you on the net!
Heinzie from the ANZGC is officially a member of the Escape Pod Castaways. Make sure you go and search for Heinzie on YouTube today because he live streams a lot of his GAC content, and not only does he do that, he also does some pretty fun videos from time to time, including a behind the screen and also streaming Jedi Fallen Order. And from time to time, this idiot might drop by. Head on over and check out Heinzie today on YouTube, a part of the Escape Pod Castaways network.
Back to school. The Escape Pod Cast for Kids. It's really cool.
Hello and welcome back, Escape Podawans, to Storytime with the Llama and the Escape Pod Cast for Kids. We are nearing the end of our Holotable Hero series. This week is the first of the final 3 tables that will close it out. It's the events table. And while we're poking around in here, we'll also go through the different types of events that rotate through this table. Now, this one is the simplest setup out of all of them. There's one screen, no menus, no tabs. When you jump in, you'll see a row of events. The ones first are the active events available for you to play. As you scroll through, you can also see the events that are coming up within the next few days. Now, there are a ton of different events this game has to offer. There are 4 resource events that allow you to use your bounty hunters or scoundrels to earn credits, shards, and training droids. Marquee events that give you a chance to earn new character shards. Epic confrontations where you can take on Darth Malak and General Skywalker. The Omega challenges that earn you training mats, credits, and of course, Omegas. Assault battles earn you character shards. Fleet mastery events earn you ship shards for 5 of the 8 capital ships. Mythic events allow you to replay legendary events to earn Zetas and other materials. Lastly are the training events for new players. These events show you how to use some of the different factions in the game and give you a chance to play around with the characters. Now, previously, the legendary character, ship, and hero's journey events used to rotate through this table as well. But since the introduction of the journey guide, they're no longer located here. You can find them in the menu in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and just click on Journey Guide. They're all there, available for you to play. It'll even show you the different requirements, gear, tier levels, and even relics that the game suggests for you to unlock those characters and be successful in the event. That's all for me. Tune in next week for more Storytime with the Llama on the Escape Pod Cast for Kids.
Macias Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Macias will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Macias has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Macias today on Discord at all lowercase Macias number 0127 That's MIKAYAS number 0127 or at mikaeusmods@gmail.com. Mikaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod Cast now offers our faithful listeners a way to show their support via merchandise. Declare your allegiance to Team Paul or Team Neil with official shirts. Get a story time with the llama button or magnet. Or just represent the show by getting an official logo hoodie. There are now even Team Scotty and Team Heinzie options available too. Become an official Padawan today. Check out the merch at escapepodcastaways.com.
Have you been interested in getting items 3D printed but haven't wanted to buy one of those expensive printers? Are you looking for a literally one-of-a-kind tech gift gadget? Evil Genius 3D Printing and Gadgets is your one-stop shop for both of those items. Nerd-owned and Escape Pod approved, put Lenny the Evil Genius to work for you. If you can dream it, he could possibly make it. Contact Lenny at evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com for more information. That's evilgenius3dprinting@gmail.com. Get something unique in your hands.
Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission. Receiving incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the Escape Podcast. It is incoming transmission time, which means I must hand you over to the master of ceremonies, the best introducer of people in the world, Paul. Introduce our guest for the day.
Our next guest is, he's been playing this game since, as he says, for a week or two after it came out in November of 2015, and has played without a miss for 4 years. He started his own guilds called Still Have a Life because he was denied by any guild that he was trying to apply to, and since then has turned it into a 6-guild alliance. The 6-guild alliance is called We With Lives. They're out in force right here, right now, inside of our inside essentially the YouTube listener lounge. But this guy has been doing videos for 2 years. Can I say off and on? You know, there's been times when you went off the grid.
Yeah.
But honestly, guys, he recently broke that 1,000 follower mark. We're very, very proud for him. I'm sure we'll get into that story coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of Compton, it's Gridan.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. I super appreciate this. This is awesome. You guys are awesome.
So, you know, let's start off with the standard questions. I mean, we already mentioned that you started pretty much since launch.
Yeah.
Do you even spend, bro?
Do you even spend? So I do. Very minimally. Actually, ironically, I was on a video with Cubs recently when he did the Kraken, whale, dolphin, and free-to-play video. I was the resident dolphin.
Yep.
So I spent a little bit on the game, but again, over the course of 4 years for a game that I've played every single day, I don't like drop a lot of money on it. You know, I spend like $5 here and $10 there, and it's just, you know, kind of for fun. I don't drop mad money on it though.
You want to know how to get me? For me, if you want to get my money, all you have to go is look at this spaceship. Don't you want a spaceship?
For me, dude, if they drop Baby Yoda, that is one character I might have to get. That'd be so fun.
You know, you've said I've got to jump in here because people are like, no, this Baby Yoda's not coming into the game. Baby Yoda's not coming into the game, and I'm telling you, Baby Yoda is coming into the game. It's not getting his own character, but I guarantee you, I'll make a bet. I'll have to make a bet, but I think that when they bring the Mando into the game, His heal function will be to call Baby Yoda to heal.
That would be sweet.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Or he summons Baby Yoda.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I mean. He's going to summon Baby Yoda to do a heal. And then Baby Yoda's going to go away again. Because you can't have Baby Yoda in a combat area. But you can bring Baby Yoda in to do a heal and then leave. And that's what I think is going to happen. I think that when they bring the Mando in, one of his mechanics will be to call Baby Yoda for a heal.
Dude, imagine he's just like hanging out in his little like crib thing.
Yeah, he's just gonna appear in an egg.
There's little Baby Yoda, and he just like heals, and then it closes.
That would be such a cool graphic.
I would love that.
But I would bet the house on it.
Heals.
Yes.
Yep.
Call Baby Yoda to choke Cara Dune. Opens, chokes Cara Dune.
No, they'll make it child friendly, and they'll just bring him in for a non-canon force heal, and then he'll go away again.
Scotty McLaren says Baby Yoda can solo take down the Reek.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that's what he did, right? So that would work perfectly. That would be so cool.
Or Piranelli says that the relic for Mandalorian will be Baby Yoda.
The little symbol, that'd be cool.
People would relic the Mandalorian just so that they could get the Baby Yoda relic.
Easy.
Okay, so really quick, let's go back because inside the Q&A, the 15 million page Q&A, when people are just typing into the Q&A hoping their question gets noticed, there was somebody saying, will you please rework Jawas?
Oh.
And I don't remember. I think it was Sven who posted a picture of the Mandalorian loading his gun. So could a Jawa rework? Would you be behind that, Grid? Would you be behind a Jawa rework because Jawas are required to get Mando?
Oh, then yes. Yeah, if they were required to get Mando, I'd get him, but that would suck. It's kind of like right now, like if you have to farm, all these characters for the Galactic Legends, well, at least make them worth it, So if you're gonna have to get Jawas to get Mandalorian, I'd be like, I'm gonna do it, but I won't like it.
Yeah, but anybody that's been playing the game as long as we've been playing it has already got all the Jawas at 7 stars anyway. They're just not geared.
That's true. That's
because
true.
we all originally needed. We all remember when you needed Jawas for what mods was it? Crit damage mod set.
Yeah, the crit damage.
Yeah, it was the crit damage.
I hated
you needed
that.
Jawas. So, I took all my Jawas to 7 stars and gear 8 just so that I could get the 5-star crit damage mods.
And then CG's like, the Jawas are going to do great in the heroic tank.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's like, Ugnaughts going to have a purpose. And you're like, what?
It's literally, it's like the most useless feature in all of the raids. It will give Jawas all this bonus. I've not seen a video of people using Jawas, even though it's an old kind of it's a relic of the past now, the heroic tank raid, but still never seen anybody do it. I mean, there are probably people out there that do have high gear Jawas, but they're still not going to use them in the heroic tank raid.
I'm thinking there's a guy in Wheel Lives, his name is Mateo. He said he's going to take all of his Jawas to Relic, or at least Gear 13, I think he said. So let's get some footage from him and see if they can take down the tank.
I would love to see what Gear 13 Jawas could actually do in the tank raid.
Okay, here we go. All I have to do is say run DMV. You now have some homework. You're in the chat. Go take care of it. Go take care of heroic tank. He's Junior Darth in our YouTube chat.
Mateo's in the chat.
Great friend.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, Junior Darth and Mateo, you two need to get together and figure out, so we can. I'd love to see Jawas. I'd love to see a high, decent Jawa squad actually take advantage of, bonus in the heroic tank. Because nobody else takes advantage of it. It's just useless. No, yeah, it's useless.
They're so sad.
So let's talk about something that recently happened to you, Grid.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing the General Skywalker event.
Jeez, the PTSD flashbacks.
And how long were you going at this for?
Oh my. So if that was the one on Tuesday, this last Tuesday, I was 8 hours into my stream. 8 hours straight. At one point,
sounds
YouTube
painful.
Yeah. At one point, YouTube made me like restart. They're like, "Have you died or something?" Like my stream just got all like super laggy. I was like dying. I was like, "All right, I guess we're taking an intermission here, guys." And yeah, 8 hours.
and so after these 8 hours, something happened, and you were, let's say, I mean, how do I put this? You had somebody basically say, "Go check out Grid."
Yeah.
It was the person who essentially helped start this entire podcast, because Scotty and I met on his Patreon server. So I'm going to let you tell the story because it's amazing.
Yeah, it's being referred to as the Great Raid of 2020. If CG doesn't give us any other raids for 2020, we had this one. This was the best one. Yeah, so that was about, man, I want to say that was like closer to like, I think it was closer to like 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours into the stream. And Cubs was streaming his GAC. No, it was his General Skywalker event.
Yeah, he was doing it.
Yeah, he was doing it on his main.
Yeah, and so he jumps in, and I saw a little notification, so I popped up on a separate window, and I was just kind of watching him, and I looked away for like 3 seconds, then he was done, and I was like, I didn't even get to watch it, man. He's like, "Well, I had the craziest luck of my life. I finished it on the second round," and I was like, "Oh my goodness, dude!" And so I was just like, "Hey, man, send some of that luck my way." And next thing I know, I just played in one of my headphones, and Cub's like, "All right, guys, Gridan is streaming right now. I want everyone to go to his channel right now." And I was like, "Excuse me?" I was like, "Wait, whoa, hold up, no." And he's like, "Here's a stream. It's in the chat. Everyone go." He sounded like someone put it. He sounded like a clone sergeant or something in one of the. He's just like, "Go, go, go, go." He's like, "Everyone. I don't want anyone here. I want to at least. We got 800 people. I want at least 200 people in this guy's channel. Let's show him some love." And that was one of the most moving things I've like personally experienced in my life, for sure. In Galaxy of Heroes, the most moving thing that's ever happened to me.
So down below in our description, we have a link to your channel, and it's one of the first videos that are up there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a little thank you because of that Cubs shout out, was my favorite part of your stream, where when somebody subscribes to your channel, we have back there the little swoosh thing, but when somebody subscribes to your channel, you have a Baby Yoda pop up. So, and your placement of Baby Yoda, while it could have been much better, it couldn't have been much better because it was right over the opponents that you were attacking. So it looked like every little step that you were taking in between each subscription notification, it looked like you were trying to beat up Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that poor guy got real tuckered out. Yeah, so I leave it kind of in the middle of my screen. A, I don't want to miss it, but B, also I don't want anyone else who's watching to miss it. It's a huge deal when anybody subscribes to my channel. I love it. I hugely appreciate it. And so I want it to be like front and center. And I did not expect in that one stream, by the way, when I got the stats afterwards, I went up, I think it was 190 subscribers, and it was nuts. And so that entire time, Baby Yoda's just sitting there, yay, just going. and like, I was in shock. Like I was barely even playing the event at that point. Like I was clicking on stuff, but I was just like in shock. And it did not dawn on me at all. I'm just watching this chat just scroll. And it didn't dawn on me at all to turn off the notifications. And finally, Cubs gets on video on the voice chat. He's like, dude, turn off the notifications. We can't see the game. And I was like, oh, my goodness, I didn't even. So I finally turned off Baby Yoda and gave him a little nap. He was real tuckered out, that's for sure.
Well, he sleep, he attack, he also has a nap.
Exactly.
Or eats, attacks, also has a nap.
Yeah.
I just need to point out, like, you know, we all refer to Baby Yoda as Baby Yoda, but you know, dude's 50 years old.
That's true. And
like
Yoda isn't a
50-year-old.
species, so
He's a baby compared to other Yoda species.
true.
Yeah.
And he's so freaking cute. Can't handle it.
Oh, I wonder what he's going to be like when he's a teenager. He's going to be, I am Groot. It's like, watch your mouth.
He's just
like,
going to be over there choking people for fun at that point.
yeah, it's like, you know, we'd be looking down, you know, be like the meme where he's like flicking switches, but he won't be flicking switches. He'll be using the Force to, you know, like turn Mando's helmet so that he can't see it. It's like.
Oh, that'll be good.
I hope that, I mean, the season goes on long enough for us to see, you know, Baby Yoda mature to, you know, angsty, you know, emo teen teen Yoda, because that would just be so amusing.
I feel like, I mean, I know this stream isn't about the Mandalorian, but I thought that was such a cool way to finish it with saying, like, you guys are now a clan of two, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, to see a force-wielding Yoda species Mandalorian, like, Mandalorians are already crazy, dude. Like, if he actually takes on the Mandalorian, oh, that'd be cool.
So what we have, what we have here on this channel, or actually it's over on Going Nerdy's channel, we do Talking Mando every Sunday after the Mandalorian airs. So
nice.
We have been we have reviewed it. So
it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun.
Crazy Nerdy's in We With Lives also.
Yeah, Thaddeus from Going Nerdy.
Yeah, he's in We With Lives, the same guild as me, or the same alliance, I should say. It's crazy. It's a super small world.
He was our first guest on the
was he?
Cast.
Oh, I see you in their chat. What's up, Nerdy? How you doing, man? Good to see you there in chat.
So, and because of this did push you over the 1,000 mark. So you're gonna get your you now can take those donations, and that's what I wanted to lead up to, and something that you sent me, guys. You don't do this just for yourself. You don't stream just for yourself, do you, Grid?
Not entirely, no.
No,
no, not just for myself.
Yeah, what he does here on a monthly basis, what he does is he takes a percentage of donations from that month and gives it to a specific charity. And so for he wanted me to mention that this month, the month of March, he is giving to the Australian Red Cross to support the firefighters, the families of fallen firefighters, the land and the wildlife that all were affected by the brush fires in Australia. And you know that we love our Australians. We love the ANZGC. We love you guys. And I'm happy to also report that Scotty McLaren said that for the first time in 241 days, New South Wales is without a fire at this moment. That he just reported that yesterday. So
that is awesome news. That whole thing has been quite the experience. It hits particularly. So, oh boy, where do I even start with that? I guess I'll start with, I started with the Australian Red Cross for a couple of reasons. The month of March is, like, worldwide, globally, is the awareness month, or the charity of the month is the Red Cross. Just in general, it's the Red Cross. Particularly, though, given the light of the current circumstances and what's going on, I wanted to get that a little bit more specific. And especially in my family, my father is a fire chief. He is a firefighter for 45 years before they finally forced him to retire. and it lasted like a month, and then he worked for someone else, and I was like, Dad. Anyways, but so it hits particularly close to home when you're seeing, you know, that many people who, some actually are giving their lives. There's people who are just going out into the smokes and into the fire, and they're not coming out. And there's animals that are dying all over the place. They're losing their lives left and right. And with just the sheer mass of it going on in the smallest way that I possibly could, I wish I had a bigger influence, but it's what I can do. And I always promise myself, watching other people who are doing YouTube and they're getting these awesome donations, I was like, man, that is cool. And it was always something I wanted to do. And so this month specifically, instead of just the generic with Red Cross, I wanted to specify with the Australian Red Cross and hopefully do my little part in helping them down there in that fight.
Well, you certainly are. And on behalf of Scotty, as he says in the chat, nice work, mate. That's sensational. Australia loves you, man. Or the koalas love you, man. I'm not sure which one that is.
I appreciate that, Scotty. Thank you. It's just my small part, guys. And each month, just for something kind of fun, I'll just be switching it up. You know, next month is what's the awareness next month? There's one for MS, and there's one other one I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I'm choosing month by month just for fun, just keeping things, just switching things up and doing my part and trying to. Life's already hard enough, guys. It really is. The world's already hard enough. Like, how easy is it to just make it maybe a little bit easier for someone? That's what I'm hoping to do.
Make it suck a little less.
Yeah, make it suck a little less.
So let's get to know you a little bit better, Grid. You know, when did you become a Star Wars fan? What was your what's your first Star Wars memory?
Easy. That's an easy one. My most prominent memory with Star Wars. Now I could tell you, like, I started watching Star Wars when I was a kid. My parents, for whatever reason, kind of only let us watch it on Sundays. And so pretty much every Sunday, I just remember opening up our little drawer and grabbing one of the Star Wars movies. We had the original trilogy. I just remember Darth Vader's mask, and you like pull it off of the case.
Yeah. So it was VHS.
Case. Yep, on VHS. Yep, the golden VHS, like Darth Vader, like
gold
mask
box, silver box, mixed color box.
Yep. And so I remember pulling that off and putting movies in, but I never really like grasped what was going on. But the first like Star Wars moment that blew my mind was Darth Maul, and when he ignited the double lightsaber, and I lost my mind. I will remember that moment for the rest of my life because I never knew that was possible. I never knew that could happen. And I always thought it was just like really cool, Jedis, lightsabers, and blah, blah, blah. And so when he holds up that lightsaber and he turns it on, it's red, and you're like, oh, he's so cool. And then goes out on the second side. I was just like, it was just, ever since then, I remember loving it. And I actually had the cool opportunity. I went to Denver Comic-Con and actually met Ray Park, who's the actor of Darth Maul.
Great guy.
Fantastic dude. That man is. He's so nice and so energetic. I love it. He's up on stage, like jumping around, doing lightsaber stuff. But I was very grateful I had the opportunity actually I raised my hand to ask a question, but instead of asking a question, I just told him thanks for doing such a fantastic part and making such an iconic moment in Star Wars history for me, and I'm sure loads of other people out there.
Yeah, Maul is definitely, you know, Maul was the saving grace for Episode 1 without a doubt. You know, I just remember watching Episode 1 that first time in '99 and thinking, you know, just thinking to myself, you know, when is this movie gonna end? When, you know, come on. And then, you know, Maul's there. Because one of the, you know, you got Peter Serafinowicz does the voice for Maul brilliantly.
Dude,
so you know, and then you've got you know, Qui-Gon Jinn, and you've got Anakin Skywalker, and like you said, there's that scene and he just ignites that double lightsaber, and you're like, yes, thank you, George Lucas, save the movie.
Which is funny, yeah. Watching it now, like you're kind of like, can we just get to that last part with the dual fates, please?
No, I'm terrible for skipping past the first half of that movie, because I'll watch the trilogy and then I'll think, oh, all right, I'll go watch the prequels, but I will skip the first half of that movie, just to get towards the end, so that I can watch that lightsaber that lightsaber duel, because it's just it's one of the reasons why I'm looking so much forward to the Ahsoka Maul duel that is coming in season 7 of the Clone Wars. I cannot wait for that duel. I'm really, really hoping that it is not like the duel between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Maul in Rebels.
Yeah.
I'm just please don't be like that. Don't do that to me, Dave. Just don't do that to us. We want to see an epic fight between those two.
Thaddeus from Going Nerdy says, you don't like the politics portions of the whole thing, Nev?
Why do you think I skip to the battle at the end, Thaddeus? I hate politics. Hate politics. I just want to see a good old-fashioned battle between good and evil. That's it. Just generic good versus evil.
You don't like learning about intergalactic trade regulations?
No. No, really, really don't. No.
Okay. Hellenix is yelling out, no spoilers for anything. Oh, he already said except for who Luke's father was. I was going to tell him Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Oh, well, there you go.
Batman dies in Rise of Skywalker.
You know what? That was I must admit that was one of the funniest. That was one of the funniest things, because I didn't care about the Rise of Skywalker, so I was like, if you want to spoil it, go ahead. But what I got more of was fake spoilers. It became a meme. Fake spoilers became the meme on the internet. More people were putting out the fake spoilers. Batman dies at the end, or Jack Nicholson is raised fire. It was just fake meme after fake meme. Sorry, fake fake spoiler after fake spoiler. Some of the fake spoilers were just so entertaining.
They're so good.
Yeah, so good. Memes are good.
Right. So that's excellent. So you were you're about my era of Star Wars. I was trained by my father to enjoy Star Wars, and then the prequels came out.
Okay.
So it kind of we're kind of in the same boat there.
It's actually Oh, sorry. I was just going to say it's actually quite a popular meme in my channel now. My dad actually pops in every once in a while. He knows nothing about Star Wars, which is so funny because I came out of nowhere. My brother likes Star Wars, but my dad knows nothing. I was pointing out characters on the stream and he's like, "That's Stormtrooper, right?" And I was like, "It says it." Stuff. And so for me to get raised up as this huge Star Wars fan is kind of out of nowhere. So
I had my sister come on a live stream and do a GAC for one of my accounts once. Ask DPK, because he constantly asks for my sister to come back and do another live stream. But she did a live stream and she's like, "That's Darth Vader, isn't it?" Yeah. She didn't know any of the other characters. She knew Darth Vader, and that was it.
I remember when your sister jumped in and did a heroic Sith raid.
Oh God, yeah. She was on a live stream and she did a heroic Sith, and she's like, "Am I doing it right? She's just clicking on things. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it right?" Because I had her do the Merc account, because my Merc account, which I don't use anymore, but at the time it had Gear 12 everything. So I'm like, it doesn't matter what you're doing, they're all Gear 12, they're all going to be OP, so just keep clicking on buttons. And that's what she did. She just kept on. I can't remember what phase of the heroic Sith it was, but that was it. And she wasn't alone. She had my mum helping as well.
It was Treya, and she kept asking the group, "Why did she fall down?" And we told her in the chat, it's because you toppled her, and she read it wrong, and she kept calling it, "Oh, I've toppied her."
Jeez.
She's married, sir, boss.
That was always fun. Now, what is your focus in? What do you like to go after? For me, I'm proud of my Gear 12 full Zeta Phoenix Squadron, because that's what hooked me into this game.
Okay.
What are your guilty pleasures in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes?
Well, this one will come as no surprise to anyone who's in the chat for my channel. Is my little Rex. I have a little Rex that hangs out with me.
So cute.
Isn't that awesome? Oh, it's great. My guilty pleasure is definitely clones. I was happy when the clones had a moment a long time ago with the Princess Zodi team, if you guys remember that, with Heroic Tank.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked the clones. They've always been, back to your question of some of my favorite Star Wars moments, was episode 2 with in the Attack of the Clones. I loved that whole battle with the clones storming Geonosian, all that stuff. Anyways, I've always liked the clones, and so I leveled them up, and I was like, these guys suck, but I love the clones.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would have been all right with during the Rex matter. In Squad Arena.
Oh, I used Rex for so long. Everyone made fun of me for the longest time. I didn't care what meta it was. I made Rex work somehow. But yeah, so I loved Rex. I got a lot of use out of him, and then so finally, when they're like, hey, Shock T works with clones, I was like, oh, good, I can actually use them somewhere. And then they're like, here's General Skywalker, and here's the 501st. And I was just like, oh, yes, the 501st is meta. And I was just like, I love that. So it's ironic that this was way before the 501st and way before all that stuff. I just like the clones. I leveled them up. And a close second would be the First Order. Some of my first videos on YouTube, if you guys want to laugh, some of my first videos on YouTube is me taking first in the arena with First Order. And I don't know how I made that work, in all honesty. But that's why I have a Gear 12 Zeta. Phasma, the whole squad is Gear 12 and Zeta before Galactic Legends were even a thing. I was like, yeah, I used them. And people are like, you used Phasma lead on purpose? I was like, yeah. And so those are two factions. Those are kind of my guilty pleasures. Other things about the game, the community keeps me here for sure. 100%. My guild, Shaw and We With Lives, they keep me around for sure. And then with the game specifically is, I don't know. There's a lot of fun being like, what would happen if Rey were to fight Darth Maul? Or what were to happen? I mean, obviously it can't be canon, but I think it's cool to see the whole Star Wars kind of universe or galaxy in a spot, to be able to see how things kind of work with one another. I think it's fun.
That's like the Rocky movie. Who would win in a fight between Rocky Balboa when they do that, the electronic one? We get to do that every single day. It's like, who would win in a fight between Darth Maul and Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Well, we get to see it. We get to play it.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's that kid in me that loves seeing all these Star Wars characters in one place, with good graphics, with so much in the game that I can play around with in different raids and this and that and aspects of the game. I think it's fun to just see them all over the place. So
I just want to know who would win in a fight between Dr. Evazan and Pondo Baba. But I'll never get that.
Dr. Evazan, because the other guy's only got one arm.
True.
Well, it could be beforehand, and guess what? He doesn't like you.
I don't like him either.
So
you just watch yourself.
Are you a wanted man?
I'm a wanted man.
Well, I have the death sentence on 12 systems. Oh, and welcome to the Escape Pod.
You can tell it's a slow news week.
There's not a lot happening in the game right now. No, it's pretty much just leading up to Galactic Legends, and I feel like they ignored Lightside GOTB, and they're just like, yeah, reskin it, make it difficult, and let's talk about Galactic Legends. And you're like, whoa. You guys just blew past 20 things that needed to happen there.
Yeah.
So, you're not going to get any arguments from us on that.
You won't. We tried to do the whole Return to Hoth movement, and we got a lot of guilds that joined in, but our voices went unheard on. I even say, I say bring down the difficulty in the first phase 70%, in the second phase 20%, in the third phase 90%, or 70, 80, 90 respectively of what they currently are. Leave phase 4 hard as balls. That's fine. That's what phase 4 is for.
Yeah. Yeah, but when I'm going into phase 1 with a Relic 3 plus, so anywhere from Relic 3 to Relic 7, full Zeta Padme squad with the best mods I can muster, and I'm still like pucker factor 10 trying to figure out if I'm going to freaking beat this battle or not. I'm like, why? Just that annoys me.
You shouldn't have to worry with high relics in the first phase of a territory battle,
or losing with relics.
A 250 million GP guild should not have to do a hold strategy to get the maximum number of stars.
Right. Yeah.
What's a light side GOTB?
It's that.
I don't know. Never done it.
It's that thing that I do when you're still stuck on Hoth. Okay.
Yeah. It's that thing where
okay. Yeah.
It's that thing where you join, then you just deploy.
Yes, that's exactly what I do. That is exactly what I do.
My guild leader is in the chat. He's gonna love that.
It honestly, when it comes down to it, people don't need to do their CMs with the strategy that I do to pull off the maximum amount of stars and still have a chance for Kiadi Mundi shards. But we do it anyway because that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, and then you make it to Kiadi Mundi and you get railed by 3 different bugs and lose. All right, be right back. Yeah, and then you make it to Cam. I've done it twice now, and the first time I lost because I was dumb and I left Django alive. He just massacred my whole team. And then the second time I got hit by all the bugs you could imagine. I had the invisible burning, the 5 sacrifice didn't proc, and what was the other one that you got hit by? And it's just all this stuff. It's just
so sorry.
You know it. Neil, we know you got a house full of people. We talked about it in the start.
No. My old man doesn't. I hooked up the TV and the sound bar and the boombox and everything, and he just doesn't know how to work it yet because it was me that set it up.
You push the on button, Dad.
Yeah,
the
I didn't know where the on button was, so I had to show him where the on button was.
So,
I miss?
What do you have coming up? Well, what's the next big thing that's coming up on Grid's channel?
Actually, I am really excited. In the next, I would say at least probably not even 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. In the next month, we'll keep it a little bit more open. In the next month, but closer to about 2 weeks or so, I'm really excited. I have some collabs set up with DB Official. Zareth. I want to do it
solo.
I'm trying to get me and Cubs might be getting together. We were chatting about something not too long ago. We might be making another video together.
Nice.
Ian, we're talking about a collab. I'm really excited. There's just a lot of things that are still in the works, but a lot of things that within, I would hope, the next 2 weeks or so. That a lot of videos and a lot of fun collabs are going to be coming out. Unbeknownst to me, I actually I don't know how much detail to go. There's a high potential of meeting up with a lot of other content creators. We found out that things might be able to work. I'm keeping this little vague on purpose, but there's looking like there's a strong possibility of like 5 or 6 of us that might be able to get together. Just go out, hang out, have a drink, who knows what, just chill, make a funny video, all of us together, like in the same room, something. So I'm hoping that's all going to happen. We'll see, but within the next month, I'm really excited for that. Like you guys said, I just crossed 1,000 subscribers, which was awesome. I had a fun stream that was just last night, which, oh my goodness. So from Tuesday to now, if we include you guys, I've been streaming for almost 16 hours this week.
Man.
Like, I am tired, but I'm having so much fun. Like, just all smiles here.
You've been streaming for 16 hours, but that hair is still perfect. Your hair is perfect, and I kind of hate you for that.
Give us some blue ice.
It's he turned left. it's my one redeeming quality. I think that's why most people are on my channel, so I have to keep it up to par. Otherwise, my subscriber count will just drop, I'm sure. So, but so that was last night that I hit 1,000 subs. And I promised all my viewers when we got to 300 subs, I would give them a Zeta. So I made a survey. They all voted. They voted for the Clone Wars Chewbacca Zeta. At 500 subs, I would give them a relic, Gear 13. But that actually happened in like the same video. Once again, thanks to Cubs, because we made one of those videos. And so a whole lot of people joined over. And so I didn't have time. And so everyone in live chat just voted then for Gear 13, Clone Wars Chewbacca. And last night for 1,000 subs, I promised the guys a Relic 7 of their choice, and they also voted Clone Wars Chewbacca. So now I'm the proud owner of a Relic 7 Chewbacca, Clone Wars Chewbacca. And so my next goal, I'm thinking about either 1.5 or maybe 2.5 thousand subscribers. If we get something around there, I'll do something really fun for everybody. So, well, that's one of my next goals.
For us, by the way, it's blue steel, not blue ice. I just want to
blue
make
steel.
that clear.
Okay, sorry, blues. I just I didn't want to go with Magnum because Magnum's so boring. I mean, Magnum where blue steel is. Yeah, so, there's just the
hugely
different. It's such a huge difference. I didn't want to ask for Magnum because Magnum's just so boring.
Honestly, it's amateur compared to blue steel.
Compared to blue steel, yeah.
For us, we're climbing our way. We're almost to 1,000. On our Discord server, we have a bunch of things. But the craziness that I've committed to is if we can break that number and get to 1,500, I am a diehard Michigan Wolverine.
Okay.
And I have promised if I get to 1,500 that I will don an Ohio State cheerleader's outfit. But we need to get to 1,000 first and get Neil's haircut.
You get my haircut.
There you go. Hey, dude, you got sweet hair too, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, there's a big difference between back and down.
Yeah. That is quite the promise, man. That would be epic to see. Yeah, road to 1K. Yeah, hey, actually, while we're here, guys, all of my people, anyone from Gridan's chat and server and stuff, you guys are in the chat here. You guys better be freaking subbing to these guys. Drop a like. See, we got 36 people watching. I don't know why we only got 32 likes. Freaking hit the thumbs button or I'll kick you in the kneecap.
He's auditioning for Helenix's job with the whole making people like and subscribe.
Well, you guys deserve it. You guys are awesome. This is hard to do. Like, starting a YouTube channel is rough. Yeah, it's fun. That's for sure.
I used to do 12 years of radio before this. So this kind of thing.
What's a button?
A long form interviews thing like this. This is nothing to me. Neil has been doing interviews and stuff in public spaces for a long time. So it just worked out that,
I'm used to public speaking.
Yeah, public speaking. And Scotty was a current radio guy in Australia. So it just worked out that we were able to create a podcast. And thanks to Neil, he decided that we're going to put it on YouTube.
I kind of pushed him towards the YouTube format.
That's good. Yeah, I think.
But awesome. I control the show. See this? This controls the show.
Look at that. I need to get one of those
as he sends us to commercial, as he puts it down.
Yeah. Boop.
Oh God, no! Don't jinx me.
All right. Well, any final questions for Grid, because we're going to keep him up way past his bedtime.
Oh, dude, this is nothing, man. I was streaming until almost 12:30 or 1 last night, and I work at 6 a.m. So I was like, well, this is happening.
Did you just say whale? This is happening.
Whale, yeah. I was like, oh goodness.
Left for Grid.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, you guys are. I do this actually quite often in my streams when things are wrapping up. I kind of just sit and talk to people. I love it. This is a huge part of my channel, and I appreciate every viewer, every chatter. I appreciate everyone that's out there, and so I just make sure everyone understands that I appreciate it. So if you guys are hanging out, shoot, I'll chat with you. That's whatever you want.
We do that in the after
show. My babies.
Yeah.
Oh my.
We do that for our after show and the Patreons. We just BS around all the time. So
they're fun. I like him. Vapor. Oh my goodness. Vapor's a champ.
So with that being said, Grid, thank you so much for taking some time with us tonight. It means a lot. Good luck on all the rest, and guys, I'm more concerned about you going and showing Grid some support than us. We have the numbers on the podcast. We're absolutely fine, even though I would love them on YouTube. Thank you so much for all your support. Put your support towards Gridan, Gridan. If you're listening on our podcast version, guys, go over there, right at the bottom in the description. Click, go like his videos, subscribe to him. He is an amazing follow and one of the realest people that I've seen recently in this game.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. If I could take just a quick second to thank you guys as well. This was super fun. I love this, guys. Like, I think something that the kind of the YouTube scene or in general content creators can always benefit from is like just this working together is so fun. It's so much better than trying to like be in a competition. There's nothing about it. We all love Star Wars. We're all here for the game. We're all having fun. When I see some content creators who are like bickering or they're arguing back and forth, I'm like, come on, dude, it's Star Wars. Come on. We're all here for the same thing. We all love it. Let's have some fun. And so doing stuff like this is just epic. It's really cool to hang out with other people, get your guys' opinion on it. I was actually kind of surprised when Paul, when you asked me to join on the podcast, I was actually really surprised. I was like, do you even like know I'm a person? Like, you even know I exist? Like, that's awesome. And so it was really cool. This has been an awesome opportunity. This has been fantastic to chat with you guys, to chat with your viewers. I really appreciate all the shout outs. And again, any one of my people who are watching this, make sure to sub with these guys, show them some support, some love. They definitely deserve it too.
Well, we really appreciate that, Grid. Coming up after this break, finally, Neil will tell me what this big conspiracy theory that he has about Galactic War Report is. And also, coming up in this break, it's a brand new episode of Helly and the Noob, right when we return on the Escape Pod cast.
The Escape Pod cast with Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Ware.
Micaeus Modding Mayhem is the premier remodding service for the game that we all love, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. With some of the most affordable rates in the industry, Micaeus will rebuild your roster from top to bottom and give you consultation on where to go from there. Micaeus has a 100% satisfaction guarantee and lots of useful additional services, including a full cleanup of your mods, loadout pages, PvP plans, and more. Contact Micaeus today on Discord at all lowercase Micaeus number 0127. That's MIKAYAS number 0127, or at micaeusmods@gmail.com. Micaeus Modding Mayhem, the official remodding service of the Escape Pod cast.
Does your guild want to tap into their full potential in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? Yeah! For as low as $1 a month per guild member, your guild can unleash the power of the game in ways you never thought possible. Ooh. Track your arena movements, guild progression, and much, much more. Contact ShittyBill and get one of his shitty bots on your server today. Just look for him on our Discord server and tag or message him for more information. The link for our server is below in the description. Shitty bots, don't let the name fool you. Did you know that if you signed up to become a Patreon, you could get tons of rewards? Force Ghost Scotty could do a roster review for you. Neil Andrew Ware could share Grand Arena tactics. Or Paul could even help you get maximum stars in Geonosis Territory Battle. And you even get access into the after show. Sound good? Sign up to be a Patreon today. For as little as $2 a month, you could unlock a ton of potential content and also get closer to the hosts. Head to patreon.com/theescapepod to sign up.
And now time for something completely shameless.
This data makes no sense.
Lennox.
How is this even possible?
Lennox.
what the? This cannot be correct.
Introspective query. Where can the
wretched organic meat bag
be?
I'm in my captain's quarters, noob. Right where you last saw me.
I have returned. Lennox.
Were you able to acquire the supplies I sent you out for?
Yes, for the most part. But I've encountered a minor
difficult problem.
Lennox. However,
Seriously? All I wanted was some chips and a case of beer, noob. You couldn't even get that done? Ugh. All right, let's see what you got.
Oh no, this is going to be
embarrassing.
Let's see here. Ooh, a bag of Mala Liza's, honey mustard, and space onion pretzel pieces. Nice, I'll take those. A can of 5W30 full synthetic motor oil. Hey, I didn't ask for motor oil. What's this? A magazine? Let's see, the latest issue of what now? Popular Robotics. This issue, a full schematic of that droid from Metropolis is this month's centerfold. Wait, oh my. Noob, I don't even want to know what you plan on doing with those last two items.
I can logically explain both of those items.
Lennox.
No need, noob. You're a young but growing droid, and it's, perfectly natural, I guess, for you to experiment. You know, this must be why everyone keeps going on and on about periodic memory wipes on their droids. I wonder if Anakin or Luke ever had this issue with R2. Anyway, I'm getting off track again. All right, so, for me, no beer, but yes on some snacks. And for you, a couple of personal items.
Please don't
deactivate
me, Lennox.
I'm not gonna deactivate you for failing to bring me beer, noob. I'm not that vindictive. Instead, I am resourceful. I'll just use this new Space Grub app that I installed on my trusty old Note 8, and we'll have some brews delivered right here to our ship while we're still docked in Coronet Starport. In the meantime, you can go to your quarters and do whatever it was you were planning on doing with that motor oil and that magazine.
I wasn't planning on doing anything.
Embarrassing.
Droid. Relax. I don't judge. You do you, bruh. As for me, I have to finish analyzing your self-diagnostic report so I could get back to listening to the Escape Pod Cast with our hosts, Paul Anthony and Neil Andrew Eyre. Take it away, boys. I got reports to analyze and Newbie has to, do something private.
Embarrassing, unfair, and uncalled for. What a jerk. Lennox is a hack. He can't even swagga. Who the space hell does Lennox think he is? That's why nobody likes him. He's a power-hungry dictator who attacks people for no reason. He thinks he's so cool. What, with all his swagga celebrity friends? He'll see. This won't end well for the salty Spartan. His time is coming soon. Trademark.
Why do I keep feeling like that droid is gonna be the end of me?
The Escape Pod Cast. The Bridge.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to The Bridge on the Escape Pod Cast. Paul, we've had a really good day so far, haven't we?
It's we always talk about how sometimes some of the best shows are when we just wing it. There's absolutely nothing.
Absolutely. I love it when we wing it.
That was an awesome interview. And great around the tube from Scotty. The new Hellenics and Noob episode for this month is hilarious, and the person who does the voice for the Noob, they're really talented.
Oh God, yeah, they're so talented. I mean, wow, acting royalty without a doubt.
Yes, exactly. All right, let's cut to the chase on this. This might be a short segment because I might walk out on you with this, with your crazy,
with my crazy conspiracy theories.
Yes. So.
Well, no. I was just, I was thinking about.
Let's do backstory. Do backstory first. Tell people what happened.
Okay, so
this is our first episode.
So a few episodes ago, we found out. Sadly, Sean made the sad announcement because it was a really, really sad announcement at the time that he was going to stop playing the game, and the Galactic War Report was going to be no more. And that show's been around for ages. It's like people's. It's one of it's part of a staple diet when you think about it. That podcast is part of a staple diet when it comes to news, because we're not talking about new guys. We're talking about guys that have been playing the game since launch. So big fans of the game, big Star Wars nerds like myself and like Paul. So when Sean announced that he was giving up the game for reasons that he blogged about, and you can always go and check out his blog and find out the reasons why he left. And, we thought that was it. That was the end of it. But then a few days later, we discover that they're coming back. And the reason why they're coming back is because CG Top Hat put a call in to Sean. Clearly that, there was some allaying of fears there, maybe. He kind of maybe eased his conscience a little bit in saying, look, you've left for reasons X, Y, and Z. And, going forward with the game, X, Y, and Z might not be an issue for you a few months down the line. So they came back, the tip of the hat. I mean, it was one of the things I thought it was a little bit unprofessional for CG to get directly in touch with a content creator of the game, despite the fact that they hadn't done it with any other content creator.
Yeah.
They just did it with the Galactic War Report, and when you consider how many people had left, they didn't get that treatment.
Yeah.
So
we saw Darth Micro take off after he kind of unveiled a few secrets that maybe he shouldn't have. We saw McMole leave, but the biggest one, Warrior quitting.
Warrior. Yeah.
And I believe he confirmed that he didn't even get as much of a buy from anyone other than fellow content creators.
Yeah. One of the biggest spenders who was a content creator. We're not talking we're talking whale / Kraken. I remember when the Houndstooth first came out, and he wailed. He wailed on that. He would always wail on the ships, and he liked to wail so he could find out if we didn't have to, or if we did have to. But that's where we are, and we're up to there. And I was thinking about it the other day, and listening to a replay of one of the shows, and the thought occurred to me that the Galactic War Report went to Celebration last year when it was here in Illinois, when it was in Chicago, and the thought occurred to me that I wonder if that was here's the conspiracy. My conspiracy thing was that maybe that's what CG Top Hat used to sweeten the deal to get Sean to come back, because Sean seemed so adamant in his blog that he wasn't coming back. I'm thinking maybe CG offered the Galactic War Report the sweetener of, well, if you come back and you continue, we'll give the Galactic War Report, an exclusive interview at Star Wars Celebrations, which is in Anaheim this year, I do believe. And obviously that's coming up. So I'll be very, very curious and I'll be keeping my ear to the ground if the Escape Podcast is not present at the at Star Wars Celebrations this year, to find out if A, the Galactic War Report go, and B, they get some, exclusive interviews with, members of staff and devs and, all the gubbins that they got at the last celebration. So that's what I think, that's my conspiracy theory, that CG offered the Galactic War Report that kind of Star Wars Celebration sweetener to seal a deal to get the Galactic War Report to come back.
That's some pretty heavy.
I know that's some very, very big tinfoil hat stuff. I know.
It's wow. I mean, it could be. The pessimist in me says, well, maybe they don't want to talk to us, and we're the, second largest podcast for this game. So Maybe
they might
that was
speak.
another thing.
We don't. You know, they might come and speak to us. I mean, I'm not going to hold my breath because they don't speak to anybody else. Although saying that, you know, CG Cash is clearly showing favoritism towards Cubs fan Han, and I'm not happy with that. You know, not happy with CG Top Cash showing favoritism towards Cubs. I think that's bang out of order. So
you do have to go check out that Top Cash video, because I mean that it is pure fire.
Yeah.
With all the information that they dropped on Cubs' that CG Topcast dropped, and he's even sitting here inside our channel right now, but he won't come on the show. Topcash will not come on the show. But he'll sit inside of our YouTube
yeah.
channel.
He'll sit in chat, but he won't come on.
Yeah, Topcash actually wants to know: can an anarchist be an actual conspiracy theorist?
Well, we tend to be conspiracy debunkers, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm a fan of taking conspiracy theories and, you know, applying, you know, reason and logic and going, yeah, no, that's not, yeah. I prefer debunking conspiracy theories as opposed to you know, broadening them or expanding on them. So yeah, but anarchists can be conspiracy theorists. I'm sure there's a couple of anarchists out there that have come up with conspiracy theories. I prefer myself to be the opposite, conspiracy.
Here's one thing, and I very, very much trust this great member of the community. Sig does say that he could guarantee that Galactic War Report wasn't offered anything for staying. So he wasn't offered anything.
Okay.
But his fears might have been assuaged, as you said, and I think you're onto something there. I don't think that these whole galactic legends are as bad as you think. I don't think it's going to go the way you think.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
It's all wait and see. You know, it's all, as they so eloquently put it, subject to change.
Damn it, Neil.
Subject to change.
All right. So, I'm going to let's transition then. I mean, we've covered everything that they've released. There was a small little update that came out with fairly insignificant changes. Nothing in the data mine that I could see that would be damning, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
We still have that light speed bundle that's hanging out somewhere in the ether. But you know, what do you have coming up on your private channel?
More GAC. Lots more GAC. Going for a triple this time. And the triple is looking good. My horde account is looking very, very, very tidy at the moment. I'm loving the fact that it ships. Kind of keeping my fingers crossed. I'm putting everything I've got into bounty hunters at the moment so that I can get Chewy, so that I can get my MILF. Because I've got a 5-star MILF ready to be activated. I just need Chewy so that I can actually use it. But I'm going to stick with the Geo strategy until I get my MILF. And then once I get my MILF, Geos will be going on offense so that I can, you know, get full clears. Because you can get the wins, but without the full clears, it's really, really difficult to get Kyber. Really, really difficult to get Kyber without those full clears.
We'll see what I continue to do over on Biscuit Weasel's GAC Hospital. That's happening this week. And he's already got people lined up for the following week. So that's going to continue to happen over on our over on the Escape Pod Content Creator Network. Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network. Helenix is going to be doing something hilarious. He always does. He's working on a huge thing. I don't know if it's out this week, but it's coming soon. Trademark. That also being said, on our channel, right here on the Escape Podcast channel, we have next week's Lego episode. Those can drop at any time. We typically record them on Tuesday or Wednesday.
Midweek sometime, yeah.
Yeah, then there is some new stuff that has come out, so we'll be covering our first marquee character in that game. And then after that, we also have this Sunday, and every Sunday, while the seasons are going, Clone Wars Episode 7, Talking Clones, over on Going Nerdy's channel, but on here, Talking Picard, as the season, or as the Picard episodes have actually gotten interesting finally.
Yes, only took them 6 episodes, but they finally... it's getting better. It's getting better.
Yes. Well, I mean, I totally... I think I went 5 warp cores. Wasn't that what I rated this episode?
I can't remember. I mean, all I remember is me going 4.
Yeah, Thad went 4.5, and I went 5. So
the lack of F-bombs definitely helped.
and the lack of overt gore.
Yes. It was close to PG than it was to TVMA.
It was close
and I liked that.
What we expect from Star Trek. All right. With that being said, you got anything else to talk about this week?
No. I think we've winged it to the best of our abilities, mate.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week. Last time that we had nothing to talk about, we got punched in the face by tons of content information. So maybe we get a road ahead this week. We will see. With that being said, be nice to each other, damn it. And Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
This is Leonard McFacepunch from...
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.